rocket like rocket fuel.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. Someone tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, you don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of the distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You on the Christ when the breath on the set.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Go! 180! Check right 54. Right 54. We got it, we got it.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Watch the screen! Watch the screen!
On second down, it's Cohen, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They're running it!
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. Able to find Shaheen, the tight end. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Strong left! Strong left! 4 down!
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. From the 27, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Trey Flowers, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Squeeze, squeeze, double, double. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Tackles, tackles.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Check out. Here we go. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
From the 31, Allen under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Leonard Floyd has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look.
You got nothing.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Their bread and butter is their passing game. After that last play, maybe they need to go back to that passing game.
No, what's been good for them along the way is they understand their identity. They are a passing team, but they do like to mix in the run every now and then just to keep people off balance. Didn't work very well on that one, but all in all, I like their philosophy.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm, and right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's Trubisky. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by the linebacker, Jarrett Davis. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Let's go, baby. Pass. 3 bucks, 3
first down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. He's had it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
Now after the loss, they come up 2nd and 11 from the 19-yard line. Now Trubisky to throw. And a big loss. Trey Flowers in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense, 1st and 10. Now Allen. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Hey, home.
Hey, wahoo!
Allen now on 1st down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. Evans once again the intended receiver.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at the 20. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. Cordero Patterson. He's at the 40, 20, 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Cordero Patterson. An 80-yard touchdown as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Alert!
Allen. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Eddie Jackson picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
It's your time, baby. We did our part.
Hey, watch the ball. Mike 40. Pick me up.
1st down, a run with Cohen. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
2nd and 5 now. Trubisky. And he completes it to Cohen. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, Patterson. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They go play action here on 1st down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. David Montgomery, the target out of the backfield, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
On 2nd down now, it's Patterson, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Steps away to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Mike Evans, 79 yards. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Get ready. At their own 22-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
15 yards to go.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Here we go, D. Begin.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. Got some room at the 30. There he goes left side. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen. 83 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Oh, he missed it. No good. So this remains a 4-point game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
At the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
What we got?
56, 56. Alert.
On play action, Allen. Flushed out right. Space to maneuver at the 40. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well.
Ready?
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
We got this.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Allen. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. 2nd and 5 now. Trubisky, he sets to fire deep. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting at 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but, yeah, heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage. It's not just a 15-yard play. You could have something big here. Let's see if they take the shot.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Blue. Stop.
Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Allen now looks to throw. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 36. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Alert, 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 alert.
40's mine. Hey, come on, now.
Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Out of the gun, Trubisky. He gets this complete to Shaheen, the tight end. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they get this all the way inside Chicago's 10. A big play there for Detroit. 49 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. and they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. On first down, they go right back to Cohen. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch the run. It's out, baby. That's baby side. Shit.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Now Trubisky on first down. And this is Gabriel on the catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Watch that in. Tight end right.
They run the counter. Patterson. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now they'll run it with Cohen. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Lions' 31-yard line.
180!
He's coming, he's coming. We don't want this.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. It's caught. It's Miller. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
180!
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Trubisky now to throw on third down. Able to find Shaheen here. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Don't get nervous.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 17. And the return will stop right around the 25. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times.
50 out.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from first down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. Aaron Lynch has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. After the sack on 1st down, Trubisky. Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
The Bears on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
Here we go. It's Trubisky on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will get the football back.
Mike, fire.
Watch Sunday. Middle. Check 43. 14, spill. Back. He's checking.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter, with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Push him back.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's get it. Mike's 50. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Mike, check.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Clinton Dix making the safety blitz look easy. Zooms in for the sack. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Catanzaro's kick is good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, able to break that one up. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Our time. It's our time.
Now it's Trubisky. And he completes it to Cohen. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Line 54.
Ran, come.
They're not ready for this. They still...
Now it's Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Adam Shaheen was the intended target. 3rd down here. Before the game, they were running as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They're running with Johnson. And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. Second straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Middle.
Check. Lucky.
Middle.
Watch.
Pass 85.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Johnson, and he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been terrific so far.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just one more incompletion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Ran, go.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Here's Trubisky. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
40, Mike, 40. Right here, right here. Mike 40.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
Mike's 59. Oh, damn.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception, and we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for Detroit, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Bears, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank